Today, we're taking a closer look at the GameLab Console and answering the big question, is it legit or a scam? At first glance, the all-in-one GameLab Console looks pretty exciting. It's a retro handheld that claims to come preloaded with over 15,000 classic games from systems like NES, SNES, N64, PS1, PSP, and Game Boy. It runs on a quad-core RK3326 processor, has 1GB of RAM, a 64GB expandable storage, and a 3.5-inch IPS screen that promises sharp and colorful visuals. The company also says the battery can last up to 12 hours and even offers multiplayer functions with a Wi-Fi dongle. On paper, it definitely sounds like a fun little device for retro gaming fans. Before we go any further, here's a quick disclaimer. This video is for educational and awareness purposes only. We do not promote or endorse any products or websites shown. All opinions are based on public information and red flags that may suggest misleading marketing. Now let's look at what people are saying online. When checking Trustpilot, the GameLab Console sits at a low 2.8-star rating, and many of the reviews are negative. One user said they ordered their console 4 weeks earlier and were promised delivery within 2 to 8 working days. The item never arrived, and they received no replies to their emails. They eventually had to reverse the payment through PayPal and called it an absolute scam. Another customer received their console, but it arrived with a faulty vertical line of dead pixels. They reached out for a replacement, but customer support took a week to respond and kept asking for restarts and videos instead of simply honoring their own policy. Even after sending proof, the buyer had to chase them repeatedly before finally giving up and requesting a full refund. When checking comments on Facebook, another user claimed these consoles are just clones of the R36S handheld, which is known for quality issues. According to them, depending on where you buy it, getting a replacement for a defective unit can be very difficult. Over on Reddit, one reviewer said their console became buggy after only 2 days. Fast forward buttons stopped working, ArcOS kept crashing, and although the screen looked great, the build felt cheap and uncomfortable to hold. Battery life was also far below expectations. They ended up very disappointed and regretted buying it after being drawn in by ads. Another Reddit user said they bought 2 consoles, and although they arrived quickly, one broke after being dropped from just a foot high. The screen cracked, even with a protector, and the system stopped working completely. They said the devices felt very cheaply made, and while the game selection was good, there are much better options out there. Finally, another buyer said they ordered a month earlier, but their tracking never updated, and customer support still hadn't responded. So, is the GameLab console legit or a scam? The product itself might function for some people, but the number of complaints about build quality, shipping delays, and unresponsive customer support is definitely concerning. At the end of the day, it's up to you whether you want to take the risk or look for a more reliable alternative.